Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first match of 3WC 2025 quarterfinals. We're in for a good match today. It's the United States up against the Philippines. I'm iFlame, joined today by the lovely Exia. How are things going?
It's going amazing. This is about to be one of those matches where it's actually going to put up the stakes for how semifinals is going to be set up. You're looking at these two teams where it could be pretty one-sided, but I'm pretty sure Philippines will put a wonderful fight against the United States.
Yeah, these are two incredibly strong teams. Of course, the United States being the second seed are absolutely terrifying. The especially terrifying thing about the U.S. is that they don't have any real weaknesses. They have a lot of strengths. They don't have a real weak point that you can target easily, and they just have a very consistent roster. Right? They have a roster to fill pretty much any map you can think of. And Philippines, meanwhile, they're going to rely a little bit more on their carries. Obviously, Nathan Ram, the big star, has looked incredibly good already in 3WC. United States are going to have to ban second. I'm curious if we're going to see Philippines ban out the Hidden 2. It's something they banned in their previous match, and something I'm just not sure they have a roster for, especially up against the United States, who have an incredibly strong Hidden 2 roster, especially when you're looking at, Caleb, Taquito, and Thantrix. That's a little terrifying. I think for the United States, there's a little bit more flexibility, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them actually ban out one of those DTs. It was the Philippines' strongest skill set by far in the qualifiers, getting, I believe, second and fourth on those. And so even if you're feeling relatively comfortable, I think it's best to just ban out your opponent's most comfortable map and get them off of comfort. In terms of picks, I think generally Philippines is going to be quite strong on the DTs. Hard Rocks, United States has looked absurdly strong on the free mods. I mean, their free mod rosters have been absolutely crazy. We saw an easy out of a Thantrix on the free mod 3 last week. Would love to see another one from them. And then I think also potentially looking towards the hiddens as well for the US, but remains to be seen as the DT3 gets banned out instead. So the Philippines not feeling so comfortable on the DTs this week.
Yeah, and especially on this DT3, where it's one of those really, really old maps where it really focuses on most of your tapping capacity. Banning out that like 298 BPM, I am pretty sure that's correct. Yeah, 293 BPM speed, getting rid of that just absolutely like skill cap speed. I see why they're picking this, because the United States, their speed roster absolutely going to be shredding across that United States just like scores and stuff.
Yeah. Zone Louise has just woken up. I think not going to be the case for most of the American players. It's 10 p.m. for a lot of them, or depending on the time zone, might be 7 p.m. for others. Regardless, they're going to be playing at a pretty comfortable time, and we are just waiting on that USA ban. We'll see if they want to potentially ban out one of the Hard Rocks, or we'll see if they want to ban out another DT. Now, the other option, I could actually see them banning out the No Mod 3, with players like Nathan Rim and Zone Louise, who are incredibly good at those kind of alt flow aim type maps. No Mod 3 is something Philippines has looked incredibly scary on. I believe they had the top score on it in last week, and I think they were fourth on it in qualifiers. So we'll get that USA ban shortly.
Yeah, Fremont 2. So this Fremont 2 ban, getting rid of this really linear slider map. All that grid mapping on that Fremont 2 for all the slider aim is going to get banned. Yeah, accuracy on Hard Rock is an absolute pain to go through on the Hard Rock 2. So I think getting rid of these kind of like skill-setted maps is the way to go for United States, as really in Philippines' way, they are pretty much comparable in DT1 and DT2. Like finger control on DT2 being sort of that CS5 as well, having that type of finger control for, as well as some little bit of flow on these bursts. 5 notes being a little space, 3 notes being a little space, but 4 notes and 2 notes coming out in that DT2. DT1 not going to be really your standard DT1, and since it's considerably a lower BPM than usual for DTs, standing at 241 BPM, I think you could see just being a lot more oriented in that DT1, considering it is no burst, not that many bursts in that DT1. But if it is, whose pick is it first? Yeah, USA pick first. So USA trying to get things done first of all. Hidden 2 is a wonderful pick for them, considering it is one of those flowy aim maps for Hidden 2. It's not your gimmicky AR8 maps, but Nomad 2 straight into our custom map by Ork. It is going to be speed, and this is one of those maps where speed burst 256 BPM. This is just straight up really quick bursts. Snappy aspects to it because of some outer note jumps that come out from these 5-note bursts to a jump to another 5-note burst. Stamina is also a really big thing, but I think stamina is just getting depleted in the first 2/3 of the map. The last third of the map is more of a 1/3 section where BPM does slow down a little bit, but that last half is a lot more of a section to grab combo or to grab your FC and a lot more lead in the later half of that map.
Yeah, really like the pick from the United States to start. Obviously, Taquito Flamesteer Pez is a terrifying speed roster. And for Philippines, Nathan Ram is going to be really good on just about anything. But it's the other two combos that are a little bit more worrying. Last time around, we did see Zone Louise and Aurora. And to be honest, I do expect to see Zone Louise in for most maps alongside Nathan Ram, with that third player kind of rotating in and out depending on the map. We'll see if Aurora comes in, but Nathan Ram, I think you can expect a pretty good score. The question mark is going to be those other 2 slots. Despite generally being good at the DTs, some of these speed DTs specifically, the Philippines do struggle with, well, I shouldn't say they struggle with it because they are still quite good on it, but it's all relative, right? So compared to the US, they're going to have a tough time.
For stamina, there is some breaks between these little burst sections. They're not really long breaks. They're kind of like 2-second breaks just to gather a little bit of your control of your pen, a little bit of control of your finger control. But half funds are going around, and yeah, we can see all the full rosters. Yeah, you were seeing that core 3 speed team for United States as well as Philippines, having that core Nathan Ram as well as on that for Philippines.
Yep, really good to see Icarus in for the Philippines. I guess I'm feeling more comfortable on this one than Aurora. And here we go into the Nomad 2. We'll see if the United States can take the first point of the quarterfinals, or the Philippines can find an early break point. As we get into this one, it is a decently long map, 3 minutes, 26 seconds. There's plenty of time to build up some big combos. And so if you can, get a near FC, you can certainly match potentially 2 combos on the other side if they get a couple of unlucky misses. And we already get into the speed. Of course, on these speed maps, you're going to want to pay attention towards the ending when the players are starting to run out of stamina. The ending should be a little bit easier, and so if players are already struggling in the beginning, it does get a little bit concerning for the rest of the map. So far, though, everybody looking pretty good. Zone Louise does find an early miss. Accuracy heavily in favor of the United States. All players above 98, nearly 99. Meanwhile, 96 is the highest for the Philippines, and that's going to put them at a pretty big disadvantage early on, down by 50k now.
And you can see how these Nathan Ram gonna find a drop as well as Zone Louise. So Philippines down in the dumps with combo, as well as the accuracy, not even contesting United States at all, as the United States continue to shred this Nomad 2. Almost all players on 99% ACK, only Flamesteer's down to 98.9, but later is gonna build that up to 99%. But here we go into a little slower section where free combo is going to be built up. No burst section, but it is a little bit of a snappy aim section, but right into the burst, back at it again. And that's another FC down for Carusi. All Filipino combos are disintegrated. So for United States, 3 FCs on the board and continuing to absolutely destroy Philippines on this pick, as Nomad 2 going well in their way.
Yeah, this first map is coming up all American as they're still holding 3 FC strong now. Somewhat to be expected as it is their first pick, but even then, hard to guarantee 3 full combos. The accuracies are incredible. This one is decided at this point, even though we're only halfway through the map. Philippines are just so far out of it, and so I think they're already going to be looking forward towards their next pick as we continue to see chain misses out of the Philippines. The accuracies struggle a little bit, and this is the trouble with these early rounds, Exia. You ban out the DT3, get that speed out of there, and guess what? There's another speed map in the pool. You don't have a second ban for that one, and Philippines are going to pay the price of not getting to ban a second map.
This is one of the other speed maps in the pool, and yep, that's definitely 3FC still on the board for the United States. Into this 1/3 section, which has a little bit of rhythm aspect to it, but pretty much a lot more easier for these United States players to get the FC. But considering this is the only other really speedy map in the pool, I think Philippines is a lot more safer now, considering all these other picks, they go on to pretty much consistency, polyrhythms, tech, pure aim, ult. None of these really spike speed in these maps for the future. I think if you look at DT2, maybe that's a map that looks like speed, but really in reality, it's only 218 BPM and it's finger control. So for United States to pick something speedy, they need to pick something that is against Philippines that is really considerable or really much a guaranteed point. But considering this United States roster, getting this triple FC, no, almost there.
Should be. We'll find out momentarily as long as nobody chokes the ending, which we've certainly seen before, and they are going to pull it off. An incredibly strong first pick. This is undoubtedly going to be one of the top scores on this map of the weekend, as all players full comboing with very impressive accuracy. But as you mentioned, thankfully for the Philippines, there's not really much speed left. The next kind of tapping pick in the pool is the Hard Rock 1, which one Philippines usually like the Hard Rock, and being only 195 BPM stream map, I think is going to be much more manageable for the Philippines. But Philippines, they weren't expecting to win that one in ever, and so they're not going to give it too much thought, move on to their own pick, and we'll see what they opt into. Now, generally, I would expect them to go for Hard Rocks, DTs, those kinds of maps, especially because these other two DTs are not so speedy, right? You've got your consistency your consistency and your finger control DT, and I think the DT1 especially, Philippines should be very strong on, but they have a lot of options. That Nomad 3 open, I think, looks incredibly good for the Philippines as well. So it's early enough that they have kind of quite a few good maps, and it's just a matter of which one they want to pick first.
Yeah, they have a lot of good maps here. In hindsight, Nomad 3 is actually pretty good for Philippines, as you said, Flame. Polyrhythms, finger control, as well as aim control. You could also bring this down to Hidden 2 as well as Free Mod 1. It's sort of that like unconventional mapping that Nomad 3 has compared to that Free Mod 1. Free Mod 1 also a considerable pick for Philippines, but that is one of the more unconventional mapping maps that we have in this pool. And that's what Philippines are going for. So this is a pick that could go either way for United States and Philippines. When you look at this map as a whole, you're seeing a lot of flow. You're seeing a lot of back and forths with the aim, but loads of emphasis on flow as a whole. Triple burst or an instant aim in the key eyes, considering they just snap instantly when you're doing triple burst. Some overlapping patterns for these flow streams, considering they can go over each other. So sight reading this map really hard for these hidden players, because you have these overstacking patterns that are just screwed over by hidden. And these are one of the maps where you're just going to be seeing a lot of unconventional mapping. You're going to see corner jumps. You're going to be seeing square jumps that are possibly really out of place. So with Philippines in this pick, unconventional maps are really what they shine at.
Yeah, and for the US, I do expect to see either Bashi or Pez come in to fill up that HR slot. Dantrix likely to be on hidden, but Tito can take it as well. It really just depends which of the two feel better on the no mod. And honestly, I could even see them over modding potentially, taking a double hidden, especially in these earlier rounds. For the Philippines, it generally has been Stone Louise taking the Hard Rock. We've seen Icarus so far on the hidden. We'll see. I expect to see Icarus slotting into that first slot momentarily. No surprises, and they've let Nathan Ram play the hidden, or sorry, the no mod. And I really like to see teams putting their best player on the no mod and essentially saying, look, we're gonna give our top player a bit of an easier time. Let them put up, full combo, really high score on that no mod, and I just hope the modded combos can hold. Now, although I do like the pick for the Philippines, I think Flow is going to be their best bet. However, the United States were dominant on the free mods last week. Top score on the free mod 2, top score on the free mod 3, fifth best on the free mod 1. And you can't take this team lightly. It is going to be the overmod from Taquito and Thantrix. Otherwise, the mod's going exactly as expected. And we'll see if that extra hidden pays off for the United States. Philippines really can't be giving up a breakpoint this early on against a team like the US especially. You need to be winning your own pick, looking to capitalize on a breakpoint later on in this match. We do already see a miss from Son Louise. Thankfully, it's early enough that it should be pretty inconsequential.
I think the most important combo here you're going to see is on Nathan Ram. The only no-mod player in the pool is going to have a lot more easier time than these modded players, but it doesn't matter to these hidden players. Hidden preference is still a thing that is considerable in the Osu community. But here we go into these back and forth overslapping streams. There's a drop from Zone Luis. No other drops anywhere from United States. A little early break from Ethan, but that's not going to do anything bad for them as Zone Luis is going to find more breaks. So you're going to have to depend on Carusi as well as Nathan Ram, but Carusi going to find a break on that hidden, and that overlapping the slider stream is going to take away some combo from Philippines. But that's going to be a double FC from United States on the hard rock from Pez and Taquito on the hidden, and as well as a reverse stroke from Ethan Trix, and it's absolute dominance from United States as a break point is coming.
Yeah, that recovery from Ethan Trix is going to feel really, really nice, and Philippines are just falling so far behind in terms of the hard rock score, now down by 120,000 just between Pez and Zone Louise, and so you have to make up that score somewhere, but unfortunately, Icarus not able to catch Ethan Trix on that hidden, and Nathan Ram not able to match Taquito, does still have the full combo, but with that hidden multiplier, that's going to be USA favorite as well. Into the second half of the map, Philippines do still have the combo to capitalize on any US misses if Nathan Ram continues to hold, but Exia, we've got 3 combos going strong. It is 2 FCs and 1 near FC. The United States are looking absolutely unstoppable so far.
Yeah, there's danger still up ahead in this map. One more really difficult section in this ending patterns, but now into more of the really aim control-y streams, as well as some slider bursts that can take away her combo, but none of these United States players are breaking. Zone Luis is having such a difficult time to read this, and there is still 2 FCs on United States and still a reverse choke on Ethan Trix. It's absolute dominance on United States as they are 700k in the lead.
Yeah, it was a United States takeover on the free mods last week, and they're looking to continue that trend, as we'll see how many full combos they can close out this free mod 1 with. In Philippines, you're in a really rough spot, dropping your first pick in a best of 11, I believe. It's pretty tough mentally. Pez does finally miss, but it is far too little, far too late, as it looks like Taquito is going to be the only one holding that full combo with Ethan Trix not too far behind him. Regardless, this is going to be another dominant performance from the United States, and likely another top score on the free mod. At the very least, it's going to be top 2.
Yeah, I'm just going to be feeling really bad for Zone Luis. Just waking up really early for this match. Only 3 hours of sleep was mentioned in chat for them, so good luck to them in the future of this match. But let's just take a highlight on the Pez score. Hard rock on that map, absolutely insane. The flow, the overreading, the jumps as well is absolutely insane. And you can just see the Taquito and Ethan Tricks with the backing combos. As well as Taquito on that hidden FC for that Fremont 2. I mean, excuse me, Fremont 1 was absolutely insane. But now, this is a pick that is absolutely instant, and that's the hidden 2. And nothing much to say about this map. I pretty much know that everyone and their mother knows what this map is. Hidden 2, generally a really fun map. I personally love it as a non-alt player. Key eyes are extremely similar to each other. If you see a key eye, you're possibly going to see the same thing in that next key eye. Verses are considerably not really safe. There is still a lot of flow that is in these verses that aren't considerably easy combo for these players. But the guitar solo is one of the huge combo breakers for this map, as it has a really, really long stream, and the cut streams absolutely destroy combos, and as well as accuracies, because you can chain miss on this as it is OD9.
You certainly can. And, this is one of those maps that I was potentially expecting Philippines to ban out, so I think a really smart pick from the US here. And between Ethan Tricks, one of the best rating players in the game, Taquito and Bashi, they're going to put up another monster score without a doubt. That said, we have seen Nathan Ram put up some incredibly strong low AR hidden scores as well, notably in qualifiers, putting up one of the best scores. And so Philippines are definitely not out of this one, but I think they are going to be relying a lot on Nathan Ram. Icarus is quite comfortable on the hidden, but I don't think Zone Luis is generally all that much of an AR8 hidden player, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that third combo. Okay, Zone Luis does set out. That makes a lot of sense. Curious if we are going to be getting it looks like it is going to be Lord Gabriel. This makes a little bit more sense. And here we go into the third map. United States looking to put a third point on the board, but Philippines could really use this one. You cannot afford to fall too far behind against a team as good as the United States.
Another thing to consider, I think Ethan Tricks is side reading this. I think this is what he's doing in this map, Hun 2.
I have no doubt he'll put up one of the best scores in the lobby anyways, because he's just an absurd rating player. And does drop some accuracy, but holds on to the combo. And of course, that is going to be the key. This one, slightly on the longer side as well. But what that means is one player is going to be able to build up a pretty big combo, potentially put up a big solo carry performance. We do see early misses being traded from Ethan Tricks and Nathan Ram. Honestly, the two players you expected to put up big scores on this one, but I have no doubt we'll see recoveries on both of them. And it's good to see Lord Gabriel, that third player for Philippines, looking pretty comfortable on this area hidden so far. We do see a miss coming out from Icarus. Now it's going to be 2 FCs to 1 in favor of the United States. Taquito still holding incredible accuracy. I believe that is 1x100 so far, but there's still plenty of time for Philippines to make a comeback here, and they're only down by 30,000 points, although that miss from Lord Gabriel is certainly not going to help out their cause. Now it's all on Nathan Ram, trying to fend off 3 massive combos on the United States.
Yeah, here's the first guitar solo, and that's a lot of combos down already for Philippines. Nothing too big for them except for Nathan Ram, considerably comparable to Ethan Tricks' combo, but 2 FCs still on the side of Taquito and Bashi Man 741. And now into this verse section. It's not free combo here. Lord Gabriel finding a drop in the verse, and these little triple burst sections is not too easy to hit, and nothing too bad. But until we get the second ki, you're still gonna see the same thing that you saw in the first ki. Really much of a mirror of that first ki. But until we get into that guitar solo, you could possibly see some United States combos drop. But considerably how the story is going with this map, Philippines just absolutely just losing some of these combos. Nathan Ram just doing his best to be able to contest with United States, but 3 versus 1 is not a storyline you want to see on this hidden 2. And there is just drops from Akurusi and Lord Gabriel. Taquito and Bashi Man still with the FC, and Ethan Tricks right behind, but guitar solo time into the flow sections. Really long sections right here. 50s from Bashi Man, almost dropping that FC. But Lord Gabriel wanted to the cut streams now. Ethan Tricks gonna drop that huge combo, but the huge combos that need to drop are from United States. Taquito, Bashi Man holding strong. Nathan Ram also holds. Still an opportunity for them to come back, but with a 600,000 score lead, it looks like this is already a map done.
Yeah, Bashi Man does find the miss, but Those misses needed to happen about 15 seconds earlier for the Philippines to have any chance. The support, unfortunately, was just not there, despite Nathan Ram putting up an incredibly good combo, and the United States have looked absolutely untouchable so far in this match. Now, the Philippines do have the next pick. Obviously, 3-0 looks pretty bad, but ultimately, you're only down by 1 breakpoint. So if you continue to win your own picks, and you can look to find a breakpoint later in the match, it's not going to be the end of the world. Taquito does finally find a miss, as the Nathan Ram, but United States have put up plenty of score to close this one out, and now Philippines desperately need to find a pick to get at least 1 point on the board.
And you're starting to now scratch your heads if you're Philippines, because these picks are considerably just impossible to get through because United States just so strong in each individual pick. You pick a Nomad 2, you're getting absolutely speed cap from those huge players. A hidden 2 is absolutely in your face from that flow hidden from both of these players. Taquito ripped the FC, almost a incredible FC with that accuracy. But if you're looking at the pool right now, Philippines, your best luck possibly on these DT1 and as well as this Nomad 4. Maybe something you can pick, maybe a little bit of dice roll for these maps, but DT1 looking really, really well in their favor. If we look back in qualifier results, Philippines really comparable to the United States in DTs, DT1, DT2, being like 1 or 2 spots away in the top 5. So DT1, DT2 actually is considerably pretty good picks for Philippines. You're looking at that finger control for DT2, but DT1 not being your standard really DT1 consistency map. It's just all aim, some occasional burst, but mostly all aim. But I would like us to see a hidden one come out, just come out with the pure aim. No tapping, no burst, just pure aim.
Yeah, I would not like to see the hidden one from the Philippines specifically. Okay, well, they're gonna go for hidden one, and I still don't necessarily like the pick, especially when they have the DTs, the No Mod 3, the Hard Rocks open. You're picking hidden one into the United States, who have Taquito, Ethan Tricks, and I mean, really whoever wants to play it, likely going to be Boshi, but these are some of the best hidden players in the game. And yes, Philippines are quite good on the aim, but this one feels like a coin flip at best, but maybe Philippines feel like that's just going to be their best chance. This is also because this is just your kind of standard aim map. The patterns are relatively comfortable. We're going to see pretty high combos from a lot of players. And so this is not the map you can just let Nathan Ram solo carry, right? It is going to be about the team scores, and it's going to be about those supporting combos. And I think that tends to favor the United States. And I mean, I personally would give the United States a slight edge on this one, despite it being Philippines pick. We do have Icarus, Lord Gabriel, and Nathan Ram in. That is kind of their standard hidden roster. And it looks like we are going to be seeing Pez instead of Ethan Tricks. Just Pez incredibly good on these aim picks in general. And we'll see if Philippines can pull this one off. They desperately need a point on the board, I think. If they give up a second break point here, it's likely going to spell the end of the match.
And this map screams entire playing field mapping. You are going to see the entire playing field be used at its absolute peak. You're not going to see any pushover jumps. You're going to be seeing absolute pure consistency. This hidden one does not let up. What you're seeing is what you get. This consistency goes out through the entire map. No difficulty changes, except for the last third or last quarter of the map where, yeah, the spacing is just a little bit more wider than the rest of the map. But that's for the end, and that's for when we get to the more tense parts. But right now, combos on every single person. And United States with the accuracy advantage on an SS on Pez. So that's going to be a pretty dangerous score. But Nathan Ram finding the first drop. And that's going to be a pretty huge score cap considering you are a quarter in the map. But that's not into the first key eye. The second key eye is going to be the most important, where you should not miss.
Yeah, yet again, United States holding 3 combos strong this time. Not finding the early miss. And this is kind of what we expected. Nathan Ram is really not the player for Philippines that you want to be missing. He's generally one of the players you can trust, put up big combos, hold on that massive score, but Nathan Ram finds another miss. It is traded by Bashi Man, and that trade is going to be very favorable for the Philippines. It's going to even the combo right back out, but in the meantime, United States have built up a 100,000 point lead, and Icarus finds a big drop on that jump section. At the halfway point now, it's 2 FCs to 1 Bashi. Is going to be looking to build up a nice recovery, and now it's all down to Lord Gabriel. But ultimately, this one is out of Philippines' hands. They are going to need to rely on misses from both Taquito and Pez.
You need this fire score from Lord Gabriel. Pez and Taquito really comfortable on this hidden one right now. And they're continuing to absolutely go through this, but the snapping! Lord Gabriel finds the drop, and that's going to be really good advantage towards the United States. Philippines does not have any combo anywhere. They have a little bit of combo from Icarus and Nathan Ram, but that's nowhere near the little bit of supporting combo that Bashi Man has, as well as the 2 FCs from Taquito and Pez. And as this map continues on, and as we're getting to the last part of the map where the jumps are absolutely more spaced than all the entire map, all players hit the space stream. One more PI to go, and 500k in the lead that United States is in. I'm pretty sure this is a guaranteed point for them. Pez finds a drop on the FC, but all eyes on Taquito to find this FC. And that is another break point for United States. They consolidate on the first break point, but now have another break point in their hands to be able to turn this into a 5-0 lead and to potentially sweep over Philippines. United States just looks so good, Flame. There is nothing that could stop them right now.
There certainly hasn't been so far. The Philippines, unless they can find some breakpoints of their own, they're only going to get one more pick in this match, and I do think that hidden one was a bit of a mispick. But regardless, now it's up to the United States, and unsurprisingly, they're going to opt into the free mod 3. Let's see if the United States free mod dominance continues. And this is a bit of an anti-mod free mod, which means there is a chance. Now, I'm not saying it's likely, but we could see Ethan tricks on easy. I really hope we do, because you almost never see easy. It is a 1.75 multiplier, so it can definitely be worth it if you don't want to play it no mod, although, to be honest, it's a lot of times you're just better off playing it no mod, which is why I don't think we're super likely to see the easy, but, you know, we're going to keep hoping. Otherwise, I think we could just see Ethan Tricks taking the hidden, letting them put Taquito on the no mod, and then you throw in either Pez for Bashi for the hard rock, and you're going to be feeling really good.
Yeah, and the Sensei mod is considerably one of those flowy picks. You've been seeing the flow from Free Mod 1, you've been seeing the flow from Hidden 3, but now that's implemented into an anti-mod environment, so you're going to be seeing the flow sections come out and through the first half, as well as some finger control coming in and some doubles, some quads that are in this first half for the flow section. But then it becomes more aim orientated in the middle, but as soon as we get to the last third of the map, that's when both of these aspects are combined to create a wonderful anti-mod, and as well as a really tense end, as that is the most difficult section of the map. You're going to see Hidden having these overlapping flow sections, but the finger control shouldn't be that difficult for any of these players. There's nothing so really mechanically demanding. Hard rock, especially on the flow, is going to be really difficult. And is Nathan Ram pulling out the easy? I see it in the chat, but is this actually going to be pulling it out?
I certainly hope so. That's what I like to see. We could potentially have a Nathan Ram, Ethan Tricks face-off on the easy. That would be very exciting. Nathan Ram has played it once with no mod. This map is definitely not very easy to sight read with easy. Yes, Ethan Tricks mentioned a couple very brutal patterns that will almost definitely catch you out on the easy if you've not practiced them, but I think we are definitely going to be seeing So and Louise on the hard rock. Generally, we'd see Icarus taking the hidden on these, but if Nathan Ram is playing easy, then I guess it's going to be Icarus on the no mod, because I don't think you ever over mod the anti-mod, and we'll see these mod combinations in a moment as we get in, and it is going to be easy. It looks like easy for Ethan Tricks.
Oh my.
Easy, is that easy for Nathan
It's
Ram?
easy
It
for
looks to be
Taquito and Ethan Tricks.
double hard rocks. We've got 3 easies on this one. we're in for a good time here.
Holy overmod.
I mean, why not? You know, have a good time. 3 easies, 3 hard rocks. We'll see whether the easies or the hard rocks come out on top, as of course you are going to have a higher score multiplier with hard rocks compared to the easies, but it is significantly harder to play this one on hard rock, especially considering your easy player is sight reading. And that is always slightly concerning, as Nathan Ram does find the miss, as does Pez on the hard rock. And so the one hope is that if Zone Louise and Icarus can match the combos from Ethan Trix and Taquito, those hard rocks are going to be worth more than the easies. And so Philippines can look to get the score lead in that fashion. But for now, it is just going to be United States with ever so slight of a lead, pretty much just based off of the accuracy. It is so incredibly difficult to find the accuracy on the hard rocks, and that means the 2 easy players are going to be able to put up really solid accuracies, and that's going to keep them in the lead for quite some time, as it's just going to flicker back and forth momentarily. Everybody heading to squares, Nathan Ram and Pez both on really good recoveries. Halfway through the map, this is anyone's game.
Yeah, and the combos especially really high on the side of Philippines, but it's Tricks. That's a huge combo to get down, as you are only one-third left of the map left. And Nathan Ram building the supporting combo for both of these harder players on Philippines. It's all up to Taquito and Pez to try and contest with Philippines. But now into the more really flowy section of the map, where both of the aspects of aim and flow are combined together. And this is where most of the sections are going. I disconnected a bit. Wait, give me a second.
It's a double miss from Nathan Ram and Icarus. That's going to be massive. Taquito does trade it back, but it's a full reset for the Philippines. 100,000 points, so I think they've done enough, and they do manage to hold on. The United States showing some signs of mortality as the Philippines finally get themselves a point, and it's a break point. That's going to be absolutely massive, because yet again, you know, even though it is 4-1, they're only down by 1 break point. And so if they can win their own picks, they can be right back in this one. Now, of course, they have yet to win a pick of their own, so they need to be very careful. Still keep an eye on that No Mod 3. You know, you still have those DTs available, and we're finally getting the DT1 that we've been expecting. This one should be an incredibly good pick for the Philippines. They had, I want to say, the second best DT1 score in the qualifiers, looking to continue that here.
Yeah, this is a DT1. Also, excuse me for my internet. It just absolutely just gave up on me during that Fremont 2. I mean, Fremont 3. So I'm back now. Hello, Flame. That happened.
Welcome back. Good to have you.
That was unfortunate to happen. Anyways, DT1. If anyone's played this map before, yeah, you're going to see 10.4 AR, but I don't think that's going to make much of a difference on how this map plays out. You're going to be seeing this map being mostly purely on consistency aim. There's not a lot of bursts that go on through this map. You're going to see occasional triple bursts, but they aren't as stamina draining or as mechanically draining as the bursts you see in that Hard Rock 1, or like maybe something like that Nomad 2. Well, that's extremely speedy. But these DT1 bursts, really much 241 BPM. It's not going to be so hard on your mechanical stamina. And so there is going to be occasional 9 bursts. I think there's only 1 9 burst in this map. But really much a star jump map, DT1 consistency. I think the last third of this map going to be more spaced than usual. Progressive difficulty as per usual. So does DT1, yeah, Philippines on this pick. I think this is an opportunity for Philippines to get a little bit of comeback here, get some momentum going, deny United States third map pick as well, excuse me, 4th map pick as well if you get this win on DT1.
Yeah, we potentially are not seeing a Nathan Ram on this DT1. Quite surprising, as Nathan Ram is generally their go-to player, but I guess is not comfortable with the AR 10.4. And Flames tier first appearance of this match is incredibly good at these high AR picks, quite solid on the aim. And so we're going to keep an eye on these combos from Flames tier. I do expect Zone Louise to be quite comfortable on this map for the Philippines, as well as Lord Gabriel, generally pretty solid on the high AR. And we'll see how the rest of the players can perform, as this one is not too long, but obviously a bit of a consistency test. We've seen the aim go the way of the USA previously, and Lord Gabriel is going to find an early miss. It is early enough that it's not going to matter too much, only down by 100 combo. And on a map like this, the accuracy should be pretty irrelevant as well. I think generally you're only going to see, 1% accuracy differences across the board. And so that's not going to be the end of the world. It is really going to come down to these combos. And the United States currently holding 3 of them, but we've yet to really get into the tricky part of the map. We've got the first KI coming up here. We'll see which player is going to find the first drop. Lord Gabriel is on a pretty good recovery, but does need to keep that recovery up through the KI. You cannot find a miss on this first section because you're going to fall so far behind in the break. And both teams looking incredibly good and both surviving that section. It is a slight advantage for the United States, but the Philippines very much still in this one.
Yeah, and the consistency needs to be on par with United States if you are Philippines. The consistency doesn't really need that much effect on these verses, but the misreading from Pez actually drops the combo there, and so Pez drops a really big combo there as that FC is gone, and now Philippines with this combo advantage is absolutely going to drag this over. Player and Boshi Man need to be able to capitalize on these FCs, but Icarus finds a break, gives Pez a little bit of breather for that miss right there and that misread, but now only a combo from Zone Luis with that FC Furs' Flames Tears and Boshi's FC. A reverse choke from Lord Gabriel is trying to help Zone Luis, but that's a break that's not supposed to happen. Lord Gabriel, the only combo on the side of Philippines, the break point arising from the United States, and it is looking so comfortable for the United States right now.
Yeah, that's a devastating couple misses for the Philippines. We do see a miss out of Flames Tier. Philippines are still in this one, but they need the miss from Boshi, and they need the miss to happen now. Realistically, if it doesn't happen in the next 10 seconds, this map is going to be over. 200,000 points is just so much to make up into the ending, and a miss from Lord Gabriel is going to seal this one. Philippines not able to capitalize on the breakpoint. They yet again give a breakpoint over to the US, and Boshi looking to close this one out strong with a full combo. We'll see if Boshi can nail these ending jumps, but regardless, it is going to be 5-1 for the US. They're on match point, and they have the pick. Where they might only need one more map to close this one out and send Philippines to the loser's bracket.
And this is such a dominant score from Boshi. Still going to continue out on this FC. There is one more section. I just cursed him. I probably did that. Whoopsie.
It wasn't meant to be. Just overall, an absurdly good team score from the United States. 2.7 million. Boshi on the near FC. The other two, nearly 800K. It's just so hard to beat. And I think Philippines are putting up some really good scores on this one. 650K, 750K are incredibly respectable scores on this map. But this is what makes the United States so scary. No matter the map, they're going to have some big scores on it. They have scaling, they have depth, they have consistency, and they're going to be tough to beat. Philippines potentially not up to the task this time around, and the United States have the next pick. They have so many options still open. They could potentially just look for that DT2 if they want. I think that would be, I think Philippines would be quite happy to see the DT2 pick, but United States have a lot of freedom at this point. The Nomad 4 would be an interesting pick from them. The Nomad 1 as well is a ARH map, which I think would actually look quite good for the United States. Again, you have Ethan Tricks, Taquito, and Caleb. I mean, even Boshi Man. Pretty much any AR8 map is going to be a pretty good option.
Yeah, there's loads of maps United States can pick, but they're trying to pick something that could be most certainly a guaranteed point for them. If you're considering Flow again, Free Mod 1, Hard Oak 1, I think on free mod 1, that hard rock from Zone Luis is possibly difficult for them to be able to capitalize on that hard rock 1. But hard rock 2, this is the techie precision map. You're going to be seeing loads of follow-up point sliders in this map, so no cheesing here for these sliders. This is light tech, not going to be so extreme on the tech, so but especially this map does not take the default 6.5 circle size. We push it up a little bit further into the 6.8 circle size, so a lot more precision, makes these flow bursts and aim sections a lot more dangerous, especially in the last third of this map where the spacing and the bursts become a lot more longer and a lot more flowier. So there's a lot more density of these bursts, and on top of that, aim being a really huge aspect to this because of these snappy 1-2s, and you have some 1/3s that come out of nowhere to absolutely destroy your act, or as well, as dangerous as it is, some combo as well.
Yep, a wish come true for this Hard Rock 2 pick. I think we should be seeing Flames tier back in for this one. I actually had the second best score of anybody on the Hard Rock 2 last week. Is incredibly good at these precision picks. Of course, Pez, one of the best Hard Rock players in the game, and Man to round out that roster. Over on the Philippines, we've got Son Luis, Icarus, and I suspect Nathan Ram to fill out the roster. I would actually be slightly surprised to see Icarus staying in for this one. Generally, is the hidden player for the Philippines, and on the Hard Rocks, you generally expect to see Nathan Ram, Son Luis, and Lord Gabriel, but may not be the case here, as we're just waiting a moment for Flames tier to join.
All right, my mistake. There's no 1/3. I read the wrong notes. I read Hard Rock, not Hard Rock. I read DT2. Whoops. I don't even know how I mixed that up, actually. I might be a little blind.
I've done it many times. It happens. But we're actually getting Taquito instead of Flames tier. That works pretty well also. I mean, you really can't have any complaints about this United States roster. Philippines have one more chance to keep themselves in it. We'll see if the United States can close this one out in a clean fashion. But this one, only 2 minutes and 19 seconds. So these early misses are going to make a difference. We've seen quite a few of them throughout this match on the easier intro sections. And this intro section, definitely easier, but does have some tricky patterns. You see those spaced streams catching out Zone Luis already, and only down by 50 combo, but that is still going to hurt as Icarus and Zone Luis both find misses. That is going to be traded back by Man and Pez. So as the dust settles from this intro, it is going to be pretty even. United States do find that third miss on Taquito, and now it's Nathan Ram with a chance to draw this one out one map longer, but still plenty of map to go, and the United States not down by much combo at all. Nathan Ram's combo is going to be nice, but they do still need the support, as they do have it currently on Icarus. Pez and Man have found follow-up misses, as has Zone Luis. Now Taquito trying to fend off both Nathan Ram and Icarus. That's a big miss from Nathan Ram. Thankfully, Icarus is still there, but this is a tricky section coming up. Philippines need to hold on to this Icarus combo desperately.
Yeah, and this is where the aim aspect is absolutely going to be so difficult for these sections. But Icarus, that's a break you don't want having. United States with 3 really big combos in this ending section. Nathan Ram finding more drops. Taquito with the highest combo, as well as the highest act in the lobby. Double drops from Philippines. Pez, Man, and Taquito, the trio to bring it to United States side and to get this 6-1 win. Nathan Ram with misses that are absolutely mental draining. It looks like he's running out of fuel in this 7th map of the 8th map, of the map. And there is just breaks happening all over the place for Philippines. Zone Luis with another break, but just United States absolutely capitalizing in this ending section. This is the most difficult section of the map right now, and Taquito shredding like this, and Man right behind him, backing him up. Pez finds drops, but he has 2 wonderful teammates backing him up, and with a 500k score lead and United States on match point, Hard Rock 2 is claimed by United States, and it is going to be the GG happening for United States. An awesome effort from Philippines. Man finding more drops, but Taquito closing this out with an insanely 99% score right here. Philippines' score cap not going to be enough to contest with United States. United States with the 6-1 win and are going to move into the semifinals.
Yeah, very impressive performance as expected, but even then, I think surpassing expectations on some of these picks. They had that early three-way FC on that No Mod 2, incredibly impressive stuff, and have just been putting up such absurd scores time and time again. Philippines had some good scores themselves, but there's not much you can do against that USA roster. Now, the United States will move on to play the winner of Germany-Russia, whereas Philippines, they'll drop down to the losers bracket, and they're going to be playing the winner of Canada-Chile. So two tricky opponents there, but that is going to be it for us tonight. I believe the next match is going to be tomorrow at or today, depending on your time zone, at 13. It's either 13 or 13:30, but we'll say 13 UTC for that one.
Yeah. And so, with this win in the books for United States, they're going to move on to semifinals, where they will face off the winner of Germany and Russia, excuse me. And we are going to see Philippines go down to the losers bracket. They will be sitting, waiting for a winner from Canada versus Chile, which is happening Sunday, 22 UTC. But that's the last match happening for our quarterfinals. And so if you look at announcements in our Discord server, you're going to be seeing that our schedule 13:30 UTC, as Flame said, South Korea versus United Kingdom. That's definitely going to be a match that is pretty much worth watching. And you're going to be seeing another Saturday match for France versus Brazil, following up at 17 UTC on Saturday. And pretty much that's all of the Saturday matches as well. Anything else to say, Flame?
Yeah, stay tuned for those matches tomorrow. We're going to have some good ones. Of course, South Korea, UK the first. And huge thank you to Exia for joining me in the commentary booth, Rob for streaming. I've been iFlame. Make sure to get yourself some banners and, feel free to donate to 3WC. All of the donations go directly to the prize pool. So if you want to support the players, feel free to do so and get yourself a cool supporter banner to cheer on your team. With that said, thank you again to you all for watching. I've been iFlame, joined by Exia, and we'll see you all back here tomorrow.
Thank you so much, guys. See you later.
Let's go to